New York and become an actor, and if things didn't work out, I'd live in Central Park and dumpster dive behind Panera Bread. So I re-auditioned for Juilliard, and this time I was lucky enough, I got in, but I was surprised by how complex the transition was from military to civilian. And I was relatively healthy. I can't imagine going through that process on top of a mental or physical injury. But regardless, it was difficult, in part because I was in acting school. I couldn't justify going to voice and speech class, throwing imaginary balls of energy at the back of the room, doing acting exercises where I gave birth to myself while my friends were serving without me overseas. But also because I didn't know how to apply the things I learned in the military to a civilian context. I mean that both practically and emotionally. Practically, I had to get a job. I was an infantry marine where you're shooting machine guns and firing mortars. There's not a lot of places you can put those skills in the civilian world. And emotionally, in that, I struggled to find meaning. In the military, everything has meaning. Everything you do is either steeped in tradition or has a practical purpose. And you can't smoke in the field because you don't want to give away your position. You don't touch your face because you have to maintain a personal level of health and hygiene. You face this way when colors plays out of respect to those people who went before you. You walk this way because of this. You talk this way because of it. Your uniform is worn and maintained to the inch, and how diligently you followed those rules spoke volumes about the kind of Marine you were. Your rank said something about your history and the respect you had earned. In the civilian world, there's no rank. Here you're just another body. I felt like I constantly had to prove my worth all over again. And the respect civilians were giving me while I was in uniform didn't exist while I was out of it. There didn't seem to be a sense of community. Whereas in the military, I felt this sense of community. How often in the civilian world are you put in a life or death situation with your closest friends and they constantly demonstrate that they're not going to abandon you? And meanwhile, at acting school, it was really for the first time discovering playwrights and characters and plays that had nothing to do with the military, but were somehow describing my military experience in a way that before to me was indescribable.